We are standing at 5700 Sugarbush Lane, also known as Timberlawn. It is a house that was designed in 1900 and built in 1901 for John Joy Edson and his wife Bessie Edson. They were the first owners. And he was a well-known philanthropist in Washington, D.C. And then he sold to the Corby family in the late 20s. And the Corby family went on to own the property for many decades. They then rented the property to the Shriver family, Eunice Kennedy Shriver and Sergeant Shriver, who lived here for 18 years before the property was sold and the land around it was subdivided. So it's a Georgian revival-styled home with some shingle stylings. And it was designed in 1900 by Arthur Heaton, who was an up-and-coming architect in Washington, D.C., and he's actually the nephew of the first owners. There are generations of philanthropists who lived in this home, and they contributed to their community both on a local and a national scale. But in particular, we are looking at it for the architecture associated with Arthur B. Heaton, and also for the global role that Eunice Kennedy Shriver played in establishing what would eventually become the Special Olympics. And she did that while living in this house, and she did that in part through the activities that she hosted at this home. So she and Sergeant Shriver moved here in 1961, ostensibly because her brother had won the election. John F. Kennedy was president starting in January of 1961. And so in June of 1962, she hosted the first Camp Shriver, which was a week-long day camp for children with intellectual disabilities. It was held here at the house. It was for 34 children. And they were, because of the landscape and the opportunities here, they were horse riding, they were doing long jump, there was a pool, so they were swimming, they were doing track and field events, they were going on pony rides. And the model that she was creating, what Timberlawn allowed her to envision, is what then she was able to provide to children on a national scale. The Chicago Park District approached them for a grant for a small track event in 1968. And Eunice Kennedy kind of took that idea and ran with it. And in partnership with the Chicago Park System, she hosted the first track and field event in Soldier Field in 1968, which was basically the first Special Olympics event. And that's when she announced, we're going to do this every 2 years. And that has happened. The Special Olympics has hosted an event every 2 years since then. And it was the beginning, it was the turning point of the way that children had access to opportunity and how they were seen. They saw themselves as athletes, and they were seen on a national scale as athletes, as people who could participate in sports, who could be winners, who could be parts of teams. And that was the first time that they'd been seen in that way.
We didn't know about the story, the history about it. But when they told us, we thought it was very exciting and very important too. Because when I was 16 years old in Colombia, the Special Olympics came and we were volunteers for that. They took the whole group, our classmates, and we were there for a whole day with the special kids, helping a little bit. So I knew about it. So it brought me back to my youth. And then I went and researched a little bit. And I was shocked, really. I thought, what an amazing project she did. And to know that this started here, I was like, wow, this is amazing. We need to preserve and take care of our history. It's very important. When I came here, I felt that the people that lived here, we need to preserve what they did, their memory, their achievements, and to take care of, being sympathetic. I think that's very relevant and important.